All right, here's segment 2 at Setpoint about our open book finance. Joe Knight's going to explain a little bit about what we call the board. And on this board are all the key financial metrics that we use as a company to talk about every Monday morning in our huddle. These are the metrics that we look at to check the financial health and well-being of our company on a weekly basis. So pay attention to Joe, he's got some great information for you.
Hi, I'm Joe Knight. I guess I'm the finance guy at Setpoint. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the board, but before I do, I want to talk to you about a really cool shirt that I'm wearing. This is a shirt that Clark said I needed to get from Nordstrom. We use Nordstrom shirts at Setpoint to market our product. This is a $70 shirt, and Clark tells me that it's going to help us sell more product. I know this. Buying these shirts makes it so we have less profit on the board as a finance guy. And so I'm hoping that this shirt really sells this. I thought a golf shirt would be fine, but evidently I need to look cool in this Nordstrom shirt. So I hope you're impressed. Now, let's move on to the board. The board at Setpoint is the way we measure profitability and the way we make money in this business. First of all, let's look at some of the numbers here and see how we're making money. We have teams up at the top here. These are our project engineers that run different projects. We have up here Newman, Bobble, Ramjet, and A-Team. These are the 4 groups that run projects at Setpoint that generate profit for us. Every week, they're required to measure how much gross profit they generated on each of their 4 jobs. And as we can see here today, for this particular week, Newman generated about $71,000. He's on some big projects. Bobble generated about $10,000. Ramjet about $16,000, and A-Team about $3,000. That totals out to $100,000 in gross profit this week. Now, if we subtract from that our Kanban is the nuts and bolts and the materials that we buy on our projects that aren't specifically charged, and our warranty, we end up with an adjusted gross profit for the week of $96,000. That's the first step. That's what we generated in our teams. The second step to figure out if we made money is to figure out what our costs were. And in our system, our costs include all of our labor, as well as any of our materials and office supplies and things that we bought that are not directly attributable to jobs. In this case, we estimate our weekly expense to be $62,000, or about $63,000 if I round up. So, if you take the difference between the two, you can see here we made about $34,000 this particular week. That's a great week. In fact, I'll bet you that's why Clark wanted me to do the board today, because we had a great week in the business. Anyway, so let's take a look at how we measure this $33,000. The first number we like to look at to measure how we did is we like to take a ratio. We like to take our adjusted gross profit and divide it by our weekly expense. That number is presented right here, and as you can see, it's 1.54. 1.54 is great. What that's telling us is for every dollar of expense we invested in the business this last week, we generated $1.54 of gross profit or return. If we can run the business that way week in and week out, Setpoint would be a great place and a rocking place profitability-wise. Unfortunately, not every week goes that way. And therein lies the beauty of this board. This board is a tool that we can use to measure how we're performing in terms of profitability week by week. It also helps us track our projects and make sure that we're making money project by project. It identifies problems and those sorts of things. Now later in this discussion, we're going to go over and talk about a little bit more about what we do to make money on the project level. And we're going to look at a specific engineer. But this is a basic summary of the board. And of course, it's all made better by the shirt and the $70 shirt that we have.
Setpoint is the leader in turnkey, lean automated equipment. Following the Toyota production system, Setpoint has delivered custom automated machinery for a broad variety of industries over the last 16 years.